Happy Easter everybody and welcome back to Mass Effect 1 Insane Renegade Run, so named because we are on Insanity mode and we are playing Renegade, and if we have a look, see Renegade. I don't think we actually got any points at all in either of them last time, but we are definitely filling up the Renegade bar there. So last time we went and got Liara, and we fought the Krogan Battlemaster, and we defeated him first time. Yes, definitely first time. It was very impressive. Any other deaths that you thought you saw were merely added in for comic value. That's right. And today I don't really have any plans at all for today. I need to go and have a wee chat with everybody, catch up with everyone, see how they're all doing. And then I suppose we'll just go and do some exploring. I don't really want to head back to the Citadel just yet. We'll leave it a while before we head back to the Citadel, and I certainly don't want to tackle anything like Feros or Novaria. After last time, I'm promising you, I'm not looking forward to fighting Benezia. I think Benezia might end up being a bit of fun. God, that bloody Battlemaster, I'm telling you. I mean, the Battlemaster and the thing before it with the big armature thing. I mean, I'm not sure you ever have to fight an armature on foot again after that. I can't quite remember. But that one and the Battlemaster are definitely two of the toughest. It might just be because I do them so early, when you're so low level, but they are like definitely some of the toughest. Benezia is also quite a tough one. Nothing else is jumping out at me as being like something that really gives me a lot of trouble generally. Feros is a bit of a slog, but I don't remember it being especially challenging. I should not be saying things like this. I shouldn't be saying things like, oh, I don't remember that being challenging. It's going to end up being twice as embarrassing when I die about 50 million times in that video. You know what? I don't think it's being... I don't think I'm finding it any harder than I normally do. It's just that normally I'm not being, recorded. So I'm kind of more paranoid about how many times I'm dying and things like that. Who should we speak to first? Is there anything in my locker? Yes, there's a shotgun and a sniper rifle, marvellous. Okay, we'll go and talk to Liara first, since, she's the one who fainted. And we'll replenish our Medigel. Ooh, I needed one Medigel, did I? That's great. Hello, Doctor. Can I talk to you?
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
I love how it always just says personal questions. It just gives you the impression that Shepard's always just, really nosy and just, poking her nose into her crew's private lives.
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
Oh, I like Dr. Chagwas. She's also, her voice actress, who I don't know the name of, voiced a lot of the NPCs in Knights of the Old Republic. So I remember because she's like one of the first people that you meet in Mass Effect the first time I played Mass Effect, because when I was a kid I played Knights of the Old Republic like absolutely to death, and when I played Mass Effect for the first time and I heard her voice, I felt very at home because it was such a familiar voice, because I don't think she voiced anyone like major in Knights of the Old Republic, but she voiced a lot of the NPCs.
How well do you know the Lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record, over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
And Caden is, of course, voiced by Karth, who I also can't remember the name of. Is it Raphael or Gabriel or something like that? I can't remember.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
Yes, and that's the little bit about Caden's
I should
headaches.
go.
Which we
Goodbye,
see him
Commander.
getting when he's just standing around. You see him pinching his nose like he's got a headache, which I find quite cute. I mean, not the fact that Caden's got a headache. I find it very cute that you suffer from migraines, Caden. Anyway, Liara, hello, are you okay?
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
Yes, I was very worried about you.
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
Alliance medical personnel take courses in alien biology, just in case.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
I had to save you. You can help me stop Saren.
I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Now you see, this is difficult. Because I don't want to break character. Right? I don't want to be rude to Liara. I don't want to not get on with Liara. And I do remember once, like, constantly reloading after every conversation with her to try out, like, every dialogue option to see what alternate things you got. And you can get into some quite harsh arguments with Liara if you go, like, full-on Renegade all of the time. She gets quite shouty with you, which is was quite interesting, actually. It was interesting to see that sort of... Right, Liara is a complex character, okay? Liara is, in the first game, she's very much this kind of shy, socially awkward, very, innocent, reserved, vulnerable type kind of character. And then in the next two games, she becomes a lot more tough, and you see that this sort of, tougher, more ruthless side coming out of her. But if you look closely enough, in Mass Effect 1, that strength is there. She has that kind of steel running through her underneath it all. Which is what makes her such a well-written character. I mean, her portrayal isn't great in the first game, alright? The fact that she does have to faint after every mission and all of that nonsense is kind of a little bit crappy. But, she always had that steel running through her. She always has that sort of core strength underneath all of the awkwardness and everything. And what's even better is she knows it. I mean, she says... there's one option you can pick, I think, during some of the romance dialogue where she says that she doesn't need a protector. And she also mentions at some point something about being able to look after herself and things like that. So she's tough and she knows she's tough. And if you are hard on her in this game, she does bite back. But I also know that you can end up like on quite bad terms with her. And I don't want to be on bad terms with Liara because Liara's my favourite. But I don't want to break Phoenix's character by being all sort of nice and lovely and, kind of sympathetic and everything, which, wouldn't suit her. It's not how she is. And she's not trusting. That's the thing that I'm picking up about Phoenix. She's not trusting, and she doesn't like being spied on. She doesn't trust people. She's quite paranoid. So just kind of, saying to this random Asari who she's just invited on board, I trust you, Liara, which is what she says if you pick that one, would feel really, really out of character. And that bothers me, right? I'm that kind of gamer. It really bloody bothers me if it feels like I'm being out of character. Okay, we'll go with that one and see what happens.
Promises are easy to make, but hard to keep.
I do not begrudge you your suspicions. I just hope in time you will come to trust me.
Okay, I think we're all right. Let's ask about her.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
Right, lonely or boring? Lonely or boring? Lonely or boring? I'm gonna say lonely.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau, I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
Same! Exactly the same! I can tell you right now, right? I have never come across a character in anything ever that I have related to more, or indeed a real-life human who I have related to more than I relate to Liara. Liara is more or less me, Right, she's me if I was, academically minded, which I'm not. Although, I am very into history, specifically mythology. I've got books on mythologies from, all four corners of the world. And I've also got a lot of history books. So, I suppose I'm kind of academically minded in that way. And I've also always worked on my own. I've always worked alone. I've always worked very sort of, solitary jobs on my own. I've never really wanted to work with other people. So, me and Liara, we've got a lot in common. I mean, one of the things I love about Liara, right? Liara is on a ship full of people right now, and she spends the entire time just hiding in a lab at the back of the med bay with her computers, never talking to anyone except when Shepard comes to see her. That would be me. That would 100% be me. I bet she eats at, really obscure times as well, so that she can have the mess all to herself. She, avoids meal times and instead has breakfast at, 5 in the morning or something before anybody else is up.
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
No, Liara, that isn't foolish at all. I understand completely.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
Aha, you share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime. You were touched by working Prothean technology.
I'm pretty sure that this is one of those cases where whichever one you pick, it's actually the same line of dialogue. It's also one of my favourite lines of dialogue of the entire trilogy.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Oh, she's so utterly adorable.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
Okay, Liara. Well, I'll come back and talk to you about the other stuff later.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Yes, and much like Liara, I also have massive trouble trying to figure out when people are joking and when people are being serious. But I go the other way. I kind of assume that people are always joking. I seem to kind of just always think that people are joking, which means when they're being serious and then I laugh at them, that's when the awkwardness comes in my social life. Anyway, enough about my lacking social skills. We should probably go and talk to Caden.
Commander, do you have a minute?
Yes, Caden, sure, I have a minute.
What's on your mind, Lieutenant?
Off the record, I think there's something wrong here. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
Oh wow, Caden's managed to figure out that there's something wrong with this whole situation. His powers of deduction truly are exceptional.
We've got our orders. Bellyaching won't change them.
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. I mean, it's funny, we finally get out here, and the final frontier was already settled. And the residents don't even seem impressed by the view. Or the dangers.
Oh, now you see, this was an element of Mass Effect that I think wasn't given enough attention. The fact that humans have got out into the world, well, into the galaxy, and they've kind of found this massive alien civilization that's been living right next door to them all of this time, and the aliens don't really care. That would be huge. That would be a really exciting kind of, there's aliens and they've got spaceships and big, space stations, and there's the Citadel and it's all exciting, and everybody isn't, they don't really see how awesome it is because they've been living it for so long. But you can kind of understand why humans are a little bit bitter and sort of petty because, they've got all of the way out here and it's really exciting for them, and then they realise that it's all just politics and normal. It's all still just normal. People have, jobs and bills to pay and mortgages and school and daycare, and it's just normal everyday life just in space. I understand why they would become quite bitter and frustrated about the whole thing. I also think it's a very realistic portrayal of humanity, which isn't always the case in sci-fi. A lot of sci-fi will go like one way or the other. Humans are either portrayed as like the wonderful, perfect ideal, like Star Trek, for example, or they're portrayed as like, you know, the absolute worst scum of the galaxy. Mass Effect gets the nice balance. You see all of humanity's flaws, but you see all of their good points as well. It's a very realistic portrayal of humanity, I always find.
I'm sure your letters home are very poignant. Just keep this kind of sentimentality out of the CIC.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry to have wasted your time. I'm right about the mission, though. I know it.
Ooh, yes, I know you're right about it, Caden, but if I'd be nice to you, then we just sort of end up flirting with each other, and it's very difficult to avoid. It's very difficult to avoid flirting with Caden. I don't know if you actually can avoid him making moves on you. If you go for like every Renegade option, which I'm kind of planning to. Hopefully we can avoid him making moves on us. Otherwise it gets kind of weird and awkward. Is there anything in my cabin? Yes, it's a personal manual. Excellent. Does it tell me how to be a commander? Right, everybody else is downstairs, aren't they? This is going to be a riveting episode, isn't it? Shepard just walks around the ship and has a wee chat with everyone. Right, hello, Garrus.
Commander, nice work out there. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
I feel like Phoenix and Garrus are going to get on a lot better than my usual Shepards do.
Being a Spectre does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
I mean, not that my Shepards aren't, like, usually friends with Garrus, but, you know, it's usually a bit rocky at the beginning. Garrus is a lot more maverick in the first game than he is in the next one.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
You did the right thing. Life's too short to sit around waiting for things to happen.
Well said.
Yeah, you're probably right. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
I think you will find we will be doing the job my way, Garrus, but okay, sounds good to me.
As long as you do your job well, you're free to go about your business as you see fit.
Thank you, Commander.
Yeah, I feel like me and Garrus are going to get on a bit better. I mean, you know, he might also turn out to be a bit more of a lunatic than usual, but that's fine. Yeah, I remember really not liking Garrus the first time I played Mass Effect 1, because he is a lot more maverick in this game than he is, like, later on. And it takes a while to kind of get that, you know, nice, friendly squad bond with him. I remember not liking him in the beginning, which seems like insane now, but there we go. Hello, Ashley.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was hoping to get a minute of your time off the record.
Ooh, okay.
Is this duty-related, Chief?
No, ma'am. Well, maybe. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
No, Ashley, be quiet. It's shit like this that turns the entire fandom against you.
You don't trust their motives because they're not human.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
Ooh, how should we play this? I mean, we could say my hands are tied, which isn't true at all. I mean, I'm pretty sure Shepard could just kick them off her ship if she really wanted to. I don't really want to tell her that she's out of line, because to be fair, it's a fair point. Not because they're aliens, but just because they're not Alliance. You know, you wouldn't let a random human on board to poke around your systems, would you? Okay, let's go for the top option.
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies. We, humanity, I mean, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
Well, looking at the Council, that's also kind of a fair point. Oh, this is a bloody minefield of a conversation, this one, isn't it? Okay, let's go neutral.
How do you get from relying on ourselves to mistreating our allies?
I don't mean we should mistreat them, Commander. I just think we should be prepared to go it without them. As noble as the Council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
Well, yes, actually, that is completely true, and proved later on.
Yeah, Council's had a grudge against us since the First Contact War.
I don't think it's a grudge. I think it's... Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
And again, yes, I think Mass Effect 3 does basically prove that.
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
Okay, well, let's ask her about her family then.
I come from a military family, too. My parents were both Navy. Anybody in your family we might know?
Couldn't say, Commander. We probably have a lot in common. You join up to carry on the tradition?
Now, I think I said I was going to play Phoenix as somebody who slightly resents sort of feeling pressured into joining the Alliance. Should I say for the action or should I just say yes? Let's just go yes.
I don't think they meant to start a family tradition, but after 16 years on ships and stations, how could I spend my life on the ground?
You're lucky. I spent most of my career as groundside garrison.
Hey, so if we ask her about her service...
It doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens before.
No, ma'am. Mainly I've been groundside, part of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway, that's why I haven't served with many aliens, Commander.
Okay, I'm gonna say that I understand her feelings.
Alright, I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're gonna have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
Okay, that sounds marvelous to me.
I don't think kissing Turians will be necessary.
You never know, Commander.
Oh, trust me, Ashley, I do. Okay.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
Right, hello, Rex.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
I'm going to ask you massively nosy personal questions, as is my right as a gaming protagonist.
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Big deal. I mean, it would be funny if she actually just said that's unfortunate. Okay, let's go with that one.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
Yes, fair enough, Rex. You do indeed have a point.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Okay, touchy subject?
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Oh, okay. Well, what is killing you then?
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
Okay, well, let's get some history on the genophage then.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. and no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist?
When I was playing Mass Effect Andromeda.
Ask a Krogan. Would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
I mean, that's not entirely true. Mass Effect 2 proves that the Krogan are quite eager to find a cure and are, willing to go to some pretty extreme lengths to get there. But, yes, I believe that's all we can ask him about for the moment. Well, I'll see you later, Rex.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Yes, so a bit of a rocky start with Rex as well. You know what? Now I'm thinking about it, pretty much everyone undergoes quite a dramatic character arc across the games. I mean, there's the obvious one like Liara. Liara undergoes a massive change between Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2, but the others do as well, now I'm thinking about it. Garrus probably sort of mellows and kind of, finds his place in the world. Rex sort of does a bit of a turnaround on his his opinions on the Krogan. Well, not his opinions on the Krogan, but he becomes more dedicated to the future of the Krogan rather than just abandoning them. So yes, I've never really thought about it before, but a lot of them undergo quite dramatic character arcs. Right, yes, this only leaves Tali, and then we will sort our inventory out, and then we'll go and do some exploring, I think. Tali, where is she? She's over there, she's hiding, she's camouflaged. Hello, Tali. Hang on a minute, I just need to move some things. There we go. Hello.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
It's a shame there isn't an option to just pretend that every Alliance vessel that is this advanced, to just completely go, oh yeah, this is the entire fleet is just, ships like this. That would be kind of fun.
The Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
Aww.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
Which was 300 years ago. Apparently Phoenix knows her history.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Okay, well, since you've set it up for us, let's get the lowdown on the pilgrimages.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
Should we get the full history of the Quarians, or should we come back later? I will come back later.
I should go.
I would like to get
See you
something done
later.
in this episode beyond just chatting to everyone. If you stare at this drive core rotating for long enough, it starts to make you feel a little bit nauseous, I've just noticed. While I was, standing here trying to think of something to say. It gives you a wee bit of a headache. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Right, okay, we'll talk to... No, I tell you what, we'll sort out the inventory. I won't make you watch that, it's very boring. And then I'll talk to the requisitions officer, sell all of my stuff, and then we'll go and have a look at the galaxy map and see what we can see. Okay, that is everybody fully kitted out and my inventory cleared. I've had to bid a fond farewell to the N7 armour, unfortunately, in place of some better armour, because, sadly, because the N7 armour is the armour that you start with, it is a bit crappy. It's actually some of the crappiest armour in the game, so you don't get to keep it for too long. But we are now fully kitted out, so I think we'll go and do some exploring, see what we can see. We found everything in this system, didn't we? I think we did, yes. So... Okay, shall we finish off the Artemis Tau cluster? I can't remember how much stuff there is to do in the Artemis Tau cluster. I do have a notebook with every planet written in and what is on every planet and what you can do on every planet, because I'm that kind of person. Go and have a look at Athens. I can't remember if every system has a planet you can land on or not. I can't remember if that's a thing, or if just every...
Message coming in.
Oh, there we go.
Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, my name is
Oh,
Nasana Dantius.
Nasana.
I have a job for you. I can't say any more in an unsecured communication. If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
Okay, Nasana. Now, if I remember correctly, if we finish the whole Artemis Tau cluster before we head back to the Citadel, we should actually end up completing her mission before we actually go and talk to her. Are there any asteroids? Any asteroids? Anywhere? Anyone at all? Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay, start at the outer one. Distant Faros has seen only a cursory examination by an unmanned probe. It has a trace atmosphere of nitrogen and argon. Its surface is mainly comprised of tin with deposits of carbon. Deeper craters have been partly filled by ice, suggesting there may be a significant amount of water locked beneath its frozen surface. A large ice-bright crater in the southern hemisphere makes the planet visible from the inner system, leading to the planet's name. Oh, as in phosphorus. Yes, okay, I get it now. Let's survey it. Turian insignia, there we go. Scans of the planet revealed an abandoned base on its moon. The recon team found nothing of interest, but much of the debris was marked with the Magna Colony insignia. There we go. Our first Turian insignia. So no, every system doesn't have a planet you can land on. Marvellous. I think every cluster or nebula or whatever has a planet you can land on. So that had Therum, but I'm pretty sure there's another one. One of these will have another one you can land on. That's Macedon. Okay, wow, this is the system of hard to pronounce planets, isn't it? Alright. What are you? You are an enormous terrestrial planet, half again the size of Earth. Despite its thick atmosphere, the weak output of the red dwarf Macedon leaves its surface biting cold. The crust is mainly composed of silica, but significant deposits of iron and other industrial materials are present. These lodes may prove rich enough to be profitably mined. Despite the heavy gravity, are we going to get some metal? No, we're going to get Matriarch's writings. You were scanning the planet when a strange signal came from orbit. Navigator Presley determined the signal was from an ancient beacon. Your salvage team brought the beacon aboard and found one of Matriarch Dylan Naga's writings in its storage compartment. I totally didn't just spend 5 minutes trying to figure out how to pronounce that. Okay. Which just leaves you. Oh, we can land on this one. Now, that last planet said this was a red dwarf. Does it look like a red dwarf? It doesn't really. It's a bit small to be a red dwarf, but alright. I mean, you would expect a red dwarf to be kind of out here somewhere. Unless, the whole thing is scaled down. Because, when our sun becomes a red dwarf, it'll consume Earth. And the habitable zone will be out by Neptune. Actually, there's a theory that Titan will become very Earth-like during the course of... our sun turning into a red dwarf. because Titan at the minute, Titan is the only other planet, well, not planet, it's a moon, but you know, the only other body, let's say, in the solar system that has a ecosystem. So Earth has a hydrological ecosystem, so it's based on water, but Titan has a methane ecosystem. So you can't have like liquid methane on Titan, you have lakes of liquid methane and it rains methane. But there is a theory that when the sun starts to become a red giant and it expands, at some point the habitable zone will be around kind of Titan. And there's a theory that Titan will become Earth-like. But I think eventually when it like becomes a proper huge red giant, the habitable zone will be out by Neptune. Although there are moons and things out by there that could end up being habitable. So there we go, in a few billion years, if we're still around, we might be able to colonise Titan, who knows. Anyway, let's go and land on this one and see what's afoot. Okay, have I got anything on my map? Yes, so there's a stronghold over there, there's debris over there, and there's an anomaly over there. Well, whoops, hang on a minute. Wrong button. Okay, we'll go and have a look at the debris, and then we'll go and have a look at the anomaly, and then we'll go and have a look at the stronghold. I usually find that's a fairly good way of doing things. It's over that mountain. Now, we could go around the mountain, but that sounds boring to me. Okay, up the mountain. Come on, Mako, I believe in you. I believe in you. Come on. Up the mountain, up the mountain, up the mountain, up the mountain. Easy peasy. Nee bother at all. Nothing's any trouble when you've got a Mako. Okay, wah-ha-ha-ha-ha. Alright, down here. Oh, it was kind of at the side of the mountain. Probably didn't need to go over the mountain, but you know. What's the point of having a Mako if you don't drive it over a mountain? There we go. Do Makos exist in real life? Like, is there anything comparable to a Mako that you could actually just do this random stuff in? I don't know, but if there is, I would love to have one. Oh, there we go. Crashed probe. Right.
Heading to position.
And oh, my electronics skill is too low. Oh, does anybody have electronics? Hang on, does anybody need leveling up? Oh, Liara needs huge amounts of leveling up. Liara has electronics. Okay, how do I unlock electronics? Okay, go with first aid, and we will unlock electronics. I don't know how high my skill needs to be. Okay. Oh, we should probably be unlocking, like, everything. Right. Unlock you. Unlock you. Okay, well, we'll unlock Singularity, because Singularity is, like, Liara's secret weapon. And we will unlock Lift. Okay, I've got 4 spare points. I'm going to leave it there and see if her electronic skill is now high enough. Yes, it is. 25 Omnigel. Doesn't tell me how much Omnigel I've got, but I'm assuming I've got enough. Okay, and that got me a couple of upgrades. Did that give me the option to do the bypass without the Omnigel? To do, like, the little mini-game? I don't know. I can't entirely remember how everything in this game works, alright? Garrus, do you have any points? Oh, yes, you have so many points. Alright. Okay, everyone's all leveled up now. We can get back in the car, guys. Come on. On the road trip, right? Go and have a wee look-see at the anomaly. Oh, look, more mountains. I do love a mountain. Can we see the sun from here? It's very cloudy. I want to see if it really does look like a red dwarf. Oh, yes. Yes, it looks like a red dwarf from here. I was looking up the life cycle of stars quite recently because... Look, I'm a geek, alright? It's the kind of thing I do. Just when I've got a spare half hour, I look up the life cycle of stars, alright? An interesting thing I learned, our sun, very unlikely to ever go supernova. It's too small. What will probably happen is it'll become... Oh, I can see red things on my map. There's red things over there. We'll ignore them for now. What's most likely to happen is it'll become a planetary nebula, which just means that it gives off all of its gases and everything and burns itself out. Oh, I can see a thing. And sort of like from a distance it makes a nebula. So they're called a planetary nebula because they're big and round, and when you see them from a distance they look kind of planet shaped. It's not because they have anything to do with planets, and what it actually is, it's a star giving off all of its gases at the end of its life cycle. Is there a thing around here? Oh, it's an Asari capsule. Okay, now we've got the minigame. I don't know whether it gave me the option to do the minigame last time. I'm not sure. The container In the tent held, among other things, one of Matriarch Delanaga's writings. Delanaga got it first time that time. Okay, I saw another thing as well when I was in the Mako. Yes, so our sun probably won't go supernova. It'll become a planetary nebula, which just means it gives off all of its gases, and then it will become a white dwarf, which is like the core that will be left behind after all of its stuff has been given off. And a white dwarf could realistically be the size of Earth, but will have the gravitational pull of a sun. Very small, but very, very dense. See? It's not interesting. Learn something new every day. I hope that's true. I mean, I got that from, like, you know, a space website, so I do hope it's true. I'm pretty sure I, like, double-checked it with the NASA website and stuff. I usually do like to double-check things. I am well aware that you cannot always trust everything you read on the internet. Hello! You're a sniper. You cause me so much less trouble when I'm in the Mako. Right. Whoops, hang on. Fell down a hole. There we go. Anybody else? Hey guys, you can fall over, please. There we go. And you can go. It's kind of nice to be fighting pirates instead of Geth. There we go. Anyone else? I can see lots of red triangles, but I can't see any people. Ooh, there's another sniper over there. Hello. There you are. Missile launcher might be kind of overkill, but you know, never mind. And there's another one. Boop. And boop. I'll just rocket in for heaven's sake. There we go. Not everyone. No, I can see another red dot. Is there someone left? Oh.
Enemies everywhere!
Oh, you're trying to shoot me with your little bullets.
Hold the line!
Oh, and you know what? I almost feel sorry for you. There we go. Hello, everybody. Are there people? Can I take cover? That would be nice. Oh, okay, Liara, you just run right in. That's absolutely fine. You just run right in there and take cover in, like, the worst place possible. Did you just kill someone? I think Liara literally just ran in and killed someone before I've even, like, had time to do anything at all. Alright, Liara, that's fine. You remember what I was saying about her seeming all sweet and vulnerable, but actually being really quite tough? Yeah, right. And a second one. She just killed a second one. You know what, Liara? I feel like if you had actually helped me out during the Krogan Battlemaster thing, that would have been much better. Okay, I'm determined to get at least one kill before Liara kills everyone. I think she might have actually killed him as well. Okay. Liara, will you get out me bloody way? I know you're better at this than me, but flipping heck, there we go. Oh, sorry, Slaver. Yeah, I think this is the Nasana one. Okay, you can just go down. Where are you? Where are you? Can I pop a singularity there to draw you out? Has that done anything? No, she is completely immune to singularities. Well, you jammy sword. Alright. She's hiding. She's hiding. I'll unleash my secret weapon on you, you know. I'll unleash Liara. She's apparently invincible. Give her a quick walk. There we go. See? See, I can kill people on my own, Liara, I promise. Okay, so Liara, who cowers in fear from Krogan Battlemasters, basically just carried that entire fight completely on her own. That's bloody brilliant, that is. You can see why Phoenix is going to end up liking her, can't you? Okay, medical station. Let's decrypt this medical station, which is apparently a thing we want to do for reasons. Whoops, daisies. There we go. Ooh, we got some Phoenix armor. I wonder if we can put Phoenix in Phoenix armor. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? What's the Phoenix armor like? Oh, my armor's better. Scorpion armor's better. Never mind. Would have been kind of cool to have Phoenix in Phoenix armor. But you know. Oh, my decryption skill's too low. Oh, does anybody have decryption? Well, we must do because I've been decrypting things. I don't have decryption, do I? No. Do you have decryption? You have decryption, but it's too low. Does Liara have decryption? No, she doesn't. Oh, Garrus, you let me down, for heaven's sake. Right. Let's investigate the desk. You discover evidence that the Asari leading these slaves and Nasana Dantius, an important ambassador on Citadel, are sisters! Exclamation mark. You should return to the Presidium and confront Nasana with this. Okay. like my decryption skills too low for that as well. Damn you, Garrus! Should have brought Tally. Right. Mind you, Tally would only have had a high enough decryption if I had leveled her up that way, and since I didn't level him up that way, you know, there's no guarantee I would have done a better job with her. Okay, right, is that it? I think that's it. We've done that, we've done that, we've done that. Yes, that is it. We can return to the Normandy. So there we go. That is the exploration aspect of Mass Effect 1, which I think is rather marvellous. Not the most engaging gameplay you're ever going to come across in the world, but I quite enjoy it. I find it quite relaxing. I like things, you know, I like things quiet. I'm a very boring person. I like things quiet and relaxing. You know, I'm not somebody who needs massive action-packed gameplay all of the time. That does not look like a red dwarf from here, does it? No, it doesn't. Okay, that leaves us with Sparta. I don't think we've been to Sparta yet. Now, that almost looks more like a red dwarf, because it's a bit bigger. I mean, it's still not the right colour, but you know, it's a bit bigger. There's an asteroid. This is a collection of small salacious asteroids loosely bound together by gravity. Ooh, very exciting. Prothean data disk. I'd forgotten about the Prothean data disks. While scanning the asteroid field in the Sparta system, you found signs of habitation. A recon team was sent to investigate one of the larger asteroids. The rock had a small functioning biodome, but no sign of anyone still living there. There was, however, a data console with an intact Prothean data disk inside. I'm sure Liara will find that very exciting.
Commander, I'm picking up a signal from the planet's surface. It looks like an automated distress beacon.
Yes, Edalus. Why do I know that name? Oh, is this the Threshamore planet? Due to a high rate of meteor impacts, exploration is highly dangerous. Well, let's go down there then. Yes, I have a feeling this is the Threshamore planet. I know the name. Okay, well, we'll bring Tally for an outing, and then I think we will say... Rex? Ashley. Rex. Ashley. Well, Ashley hasn't been out and about yet. We'll let Ashley come along and then we're perfectly balanced, you see? And look, there are genuinely asteroids coming down because they're being thrown forward by the gravitational pull of the gas giant thing. Oh, it's so exciting. Just, you know, build entire star systems with their own rules and everything. Okay, we're going to have a look at the debris first, because I know there's a distress signal and everything, but, you know, debris is more important to me. Ooh, that's a mountain. That's what the Mako calls a challenge. Shall we see if we can get up that mountain? I think we can get up that mountain. Oh, come on, little Mako. Come on, little Mako. I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you. I've stopped believing in you slightly. Oh, I want to get to the top of this mountain. Come on. Come on. There we go. Whee! Whee! Oh, I saw it. I saw it. We can do a big jump. Hang on. Jumpy! Way! Okay, overshot a little, right. And is that a probe? That looks like a probe to me. Can you let me get out, please?
Moving out.
There we go. Electronics skill too low. That's because I haven't leveled people up. Hold on a minute. Okay, that should be enough. No! Still too low. Okay, then. Well, looks like we can't get into this probe. I leveled her up higher than I leveled Garrus up as well. Alright, well... where else are we going then? Distress signal... No. We'll go and have a look at the anomaly first, and then we'll go to the distress signal. You're not usually missing much by missing out the probes. You just get, like, some upgrades and stuff. Oh, it's a mummified Solarian. Oh, that's not nice. He doesn't look terribly mummified, I'm going to be honest with you. He looks sort of quite fresh. You sure he wasn't killed, like, you know, yesterday? Ooh. Okay, there we go. ID tag. You found Captain Mylon's identification tag. How it ended up here is impossible to know for sure. ID tag, that's another thing you have to collect. I've forgotten about all these things you have to collect. I've forgotten about the Prothean data disks. I've forgotten about the ID tags. Right. Okay, we'll head to the distress signal. I think this is the Threshamore one. I think this is the one with, what's his name, Kohoku's men. Not entirely certain. It'll either be Threshamore's or it'll be a Geth ambush, because the distress signals, they're always an ambush one way or the other. It's either a Threshamore ambush or it's a Geth ambush. So we'll find out when we get there anyway. Ooh, aren't they pretty? I do like the asteroids just raining down on us. I don't think they can hit us. I don't think they can hit us. I don't think so. Can they hit us? No, I don't think they can. It would be kind of fun if they could. That would be exciting. Just get hit by a random asteroid. Yes, this looks like Threshermore territory to me. Definitely. Okay, well nobody get out of the Mako, okay? And we should be fine. Yep, there we go. Oh, hello. You're pretty, aren't you? Okay. Okay, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. This always reminds me of, whoops, there he goes. Oh, that mission in Jedi Academy with the giant sandworms. That was not a fun mission, that one. Where are you? Oh, he got me, he got me. Oh, my wheels are damaged. That's not nice. I need my wheels. Where are you? Where are you? And he got me again. And we are now quite damaged. Okay. Okay, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to run. I'm just going to run. Hello. Because he can't get me on the rocks. And I'm just going to... There we go. Quickly repair. Quickly repair. Quickly repair. Come on, nice and quickly. He should leave me alone while I'm on the rocks. Or she, maybe. I don't know. I should not assume the gender of the Threshermore. Okay. Now, what, are you going to have got your health back? I really hope not. Oh, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. No, you haven't. Brilliant. Whoa, that's not nice. That's not nice. Right up in my face. I am a little bit damaged again. I should probably run away again. Oh, he's looking at me. Oh, he's looking at me. That's not good. Okay, I'm just going to run away. I'm just going to run away. I'm not going to risk it. Okay, I'll fix up again. Okay, I reckon like one or two more should finish him off. You gonna turn up at any point? Any point at all? Oh, there we go. There. Okay. Right, one more. There we go. You think he would just have stopped coming up at some point, wouldn't you? You think he would kind of have gone, you know what? I'm a bit... Oh, he's got his health back. That's not pleasant. Okay. Whee! Does he always get his health back? Is that always a thing? He is now spitting at me. I don't particularly remember how these usually go, but alright. There we go, got him. Ew. Ew. Yeah, you think at some point he would have just kind of given up. I mean, he can hide under the ground indefinitely. I couldn't have killed him down there. But, you know. And we have some Alliance Marines.
Alliance soldiers. Looks like they were lured here by the distress beacon.
Yes, and then got killed by a Threshermore, which is not the best way to go.
We need to tell him what happened here.
Yes, we will certainly do that. Okay. I mean, should we, like, shut down the distress beacon? I feel like we should maybe, you know, shut down the distress beacon. I think that would be a... Are we gonna, like, can we shoot it? Can we shoot the distress beacon? Or are we just gonna leave it? Apparently we're just gonna leave it. Okay, that's fair enough. Right, well... where's my map? If we go back to Normandy. Okay, so we found Admiral Kahoku's men. And we found Nasana's sister. And we've recruited Liara. I think... that is good enough reason to head back to the Citadel. And yes, I know we only just escaped from the Citadel like 2 episodes ago, but we won't stay there for long, I promise. We'll just go back, we'll have a chat with Nasana, have a chat with Admiral Kahoku, maybe talk with Udina, see what's going on. There may be a few new side missions that might have triggered, I'm not entirely certain. We may or may not have a look at some of them. And then we'll probably go and do some more exploring in the next episode, but I think that's probably been enough of our fill for today. I realise most of today has just been driving around in the Mako and, you know, talking to people. But that's like a huge portion of what Mass Effect 1 is, so, you know, that's what you've signed up for. So yes, next time we will go back to the Citadel, talk to some people, head back out, do some more exploring, and then we might even think about possibly progressing the main plot a little bit. Probably not next time, but maybe, like, you know, the time after that. So, I shall see you then, but until then, I shall say farewell. You know, I almost managed that outro in a oneer. I'm getting better. I'm definitely getting better.